Hello, fellow hair artists. It's time to talk hair, beauty, and the business behind it all. I'm Kitty Youngquist, and I am the host of Beyond the Shears and the 406. And we're going to start today's topic with my wonderful guest from Anna from Salon Services. Introduce yourself.
Absolutely.
Again, you've been on this before, but just one more time.
One more time. Hi, my name's Anna Myers. I am the consultant for Salon Services. I do salon and spa consulting, business consulting. I help you guys get all of your best brands, support and education. I do a little bit of everything.
I love that. There's some things that I really wanted to talk to you about today. One of the things that I know that I struggle with as a business owner is making sure that my retail is working for me.
Yes.
So I wanted to talk to you about a few things: maximizing retail and back bar profit, turning product knowledge into client trust and team confidence, and then small market strategy for a big impact. Let's kind of start with the Montana salon landscape. Sorry about that.
Yes, we are in a unique position out here in Montana. I think one of the things that sets us apart is the diversity in our clientele. Even diversity in clientele compared to 5 years ago. You've got your farmers, your mom and pops. You've got people with a vast pocketbook, travelers that are coming up here on vacation. You've got a family of 6, so you're doing kids cuts. You got a whole row of install for extensions. There's just a little bit of everything here, and I don't think we see that as much in other areas. It's more niche in other places.
I agree. And even with, I know I have one of the larger salons in Missoula, but it's really, I really pride ourselves on being really eclectic and having like super interesting stylists. But it's been a difficult weight for me, or there's a word I'm looking for, balance for me to I provide luxury extensions, but we are in Missoula, Montana. So there is not a huge market for a lot of luxury. I have to be careful. I can't have like 6 luxury extension artists because we aren't going to have the clientele to follow that. But I also, it's just like you can't just niche down too hard is kind of what I'm saying, because you have to be able to deal with every kind of different client that walks through the door.
I always recommend that people find something that they specialize in, something that brings them joy doing, something that gets them up in the morning and gets them excited, but also to not forget about your bread and butter. That gal who comes in every 3 or 4 weeks for her root touch-up, she's going to be your biggest fan, and you're going to look at your books down the road and be like, wow, she's been with me for the last 10 years. She never misses an appointment, and she's always tipping.
Right.
So
those are important too, for sure. You know, I kind of, when I coach based on how busy you are behind the chair, because my biggest thing is I don't want people to burn out. So if you're starting to feel burnt out, then what should you drop as a service? You know, what's going to give you a little bit more room in your schedule without taking a whole lot out of your pocketbook?
Yeah, that's a great way to look at it.
What are you seeing on your travels and your salon visits as far as like the different gosh, I don't know where my brain is today. I'm so sorry.
You're fine.
Like the diversity that we have. That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah. So I just had this conversation with another salon owner last week. It's really interesting. In particular, Missoula, we have solo suites.
Right.
We have a couple of suites and a couple of salons, but for the most part, we are open concept salons out here, and we're having an uptick in commission style salons out here. Now, we look at a territory like Billings. We're going to mention Kenra again.
Right.
She better be watching these podcasts.
She better.
She has 36 suites right now, and every single one of them is full.
That's crazy.
And she's not the only person with suites out there. I think I know of 3 more full open suites out in Billings alone. Bozeman has a huge suite market. Kalispell, I don't see very many suites.
Yeah.
I just saw Helena. They're going in the suites direction as well. They're getting their first set or their second or third set of suites, but their first set of suites downtown. So, and it's really funny because if you look at other places, suites are going away in other places, your major cities and things like that, where suites were really, really popular. So we do get on trend eventually, just a little late.
Right. Especially here in Montana. I always feel like we're about 10 years behind. So I feel like if I'm only 5 years behind, I'm actually ahead in Montana.
Yes, you are. Good job.
Just kidding. How does local community values influence salon purchasing?
Yeah. So I find that everybody is inspired to sell for different reasons. I think that brands that are highlighting that they are doing something for the environment or giving back to programs that are near and dear to people's hearts. I mean, Amika does stuff for Hair to Stay cool capping for those who get diagnosed with cancer. And so they have a program where you get to keep your hair, which
Ooh,
is really, really cool. So the brands that we partner with typically reflect some of our moral values.
right.
And the salons that are invested in their community are more inclined to purchase more in those brands because they're receiving benefits from it. They know it's going to a good cause. They can give that to the community and let them know this is why we carry this brand. And it is. I see salons that are more invested in their community, selling more retail, and their clients are purchasing.
I just want to do a quick little plug,
Yes, plug it
because
away.
we are doing the giving chair here at Fabric Salon. We started it at the beginning of this month. There is a wonderful family, the Wicks family. Susanna Wicks is from Kalispell, but she was the manager of the Watson Children's Center, and she has two small children under the age of, I think her oldest is maybe 7, and then younger than that, her second. And she was diagnosed with a really rare form of uterine cancer or ovarian cancer. Sorry about that. So we are getting behind, like, helping her. We're sharing her GoFundMe. And then we also, because of the SNAP problem,
Yes.
there's so many people in our community that aren't going to have food this month. So we're also doing a food drive. And if people come in and deliver some food, we are entering you for a product basket at the end. Whoever gets their little ticket drawn will earn some products from us. But really what we were trying to do is just get behind the community and try to help in any way we can. I think it's important. I feel like it should, we've kind of gotten away from that. I feel like our community should help support ourselves. I feel like it's very important. It always has been for me. I grew up in Montana when there was half the people here that there are now. And I
Yep.
mean, self-sufficiency is one of those things that is a Montana, like, standard.
It is.
We kind of are, we're about being self-sufficient, but that doesn't mean that everybody in our community can do that. So we need to help the ones that can't help themselves. So we're trying to do that here. So anybody can come into 215 East Main Street and drop off food donations that we will be taking to the food pantry or in the food bank, and then helping with Susanna as well. We are also looking for one more family to help bless in the month of December. So if you have any ideas for somebody who is deserving, please email us at podcast@fabricsalon.com. That's fabric with a K. All right, let's go back. Product to profit.
Yes.
So why are product sales not salesy? How can you invert people's thinking?
Yeah. So that's the number one thing I hear when I'm in salon is someone say, yeah, I'm just not a pusher. I'm just not salesy. Because I'm a numbers person. I'm always going to come at it and say, this is going to pay your booth rent. This is going to make sure that your color is maintained at home. I have so many reasons that someone should be sending retail with every guest out the door. But at the end of the day, people forget it's your job. You went to school. You became the expert. They're buying their shampoo somewhere.
Right.
And they 9 out of 10 sit in your chair and they're like, I have a hair ailment. If I sat in your chair, Kitty, and I said, my hair is always so flat unless I leave the salon. You always make it so full. I can't recreate that at home. If you aren't taking that opportunity right there to tell me what you put in my hair, the direction you brushed it, and send me out the door with at least that volumizing product and potentially that brush, it's a missed opportunity for you to fix a problem I'm having.
Yes, and that also is going to endear your guests to you. So I always, when I have new stylists coming in on the floor in the back room, we do the first times that they're in, we have to talk about like the flow of your client, like from when they walk through the door to when they walk out the door, there is a method to each piece. And one of the things that we are is the expert. And when you are the expert, you have to prescribe because
Yes.
it's like being a doctor. Well, here is my problem, and I'm going to give you the solution. And when you give the solution to your guests, that builds trust with you, and that is retention. So they are not going to go anywhere because they already know they have an expert to talk to. They are not going to go look for a second one.
I tell you, if you fix the flatness in my hair, your word is gold.
Right.
I'll be
exactly. Back. And what about strategies? What about the why?
Yeah. Honestly, if you sat with me and I was like, Kitty, I really just want you to take home moisture repair shampoo and conditioner from Moroccan oil.
Right.
If I'm not explaining to you why we're switching you from hydration, telling you, I'm noticing a little bit of damage, or we're going into the season where it's going to be more dry than usual. If I'm not giving you the why behind it, I'm looking at you like, I already have shampoo.
Right.
I'm already saying no in my mind because I just haven't heard.
And not only that, but now they're questioning if you know what you're doing because that's not what you recommended last time.
Yeah.
So now you've created doubt.
Absolutely.
Instead of trust. And I just feel like that's huge. Like that's what keeps people coming back in the door. That's what keeps your pocketbook full, and that's what keeps your chair full. Also for me, I know I carry some of products like Moroccan oil I carry with you. And I also do Amica as well, correct?
Yep.
And then we do Curl Cult with you for our perming. Isles formula comes directly from Isles. They're the only ones that can sell it. And I talk about them a lot because of their theory on hair. First of all, everything is completely organic and botanical, and it's super simple. It's like 3 steps.
Straightforward.
So simplify things. So that's the kind of stylist I am. I really appreciate that because I don't want to have a shelf full of 50 different products. Now, that doesn't mean that I have stylists out there that have shelves full of every single thing.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is simplify it in your mind. If you like a product, like just pick one product that you absolutely love and talk about that one product for a week and see what happens. Then switch it up. Then find another product that you love, but that
75% of the people behind the chair are simply not asking for the sale. They're simply not saying, oh, it was so good to see you today, Kitty. Do you need anything before you go? Because I will say this until the cows come home. They're buying it somewhere.
Exactly.
It should be from you, the professional, the expert.
I absolutely 100% agree. Because we are the experts. And you... Everything in this business, you get to decide. You get to decide what kind of an artist you want to be. You get to decide what kind of a salon owner you want to be. You get to, just like my sister-in-law and I love her. We are like very similar, but we're also very different.
Very different.
So,
yes.
But your vibe attracts your tribe.
Mm-hmm.
And the same thing goes for your product sales. Like you are going to be drawn towards certain things, and that's probably going to cause you to recommend them to your clients. But then they're going to vibe with that too because you have you're invested in this product line and you're invested in your why and why you like it. So that is going to make them become invested as well.
It's no different for me to tell you that I saw this show and I'm addicted to it, can't stop binge watching it, and that you have to watch it too. And you're like, oh, you and I do have similar interests. I bet I would like that show. You made it sound wonderful.
I was going to ask you what it was.
Yeah. Yeah. Now I'm all like, I can't remember the last time I binged a show. I'll let you know when I do.
But you're right. It's the very same similarity. It bonds you when you have things that are similar that you like. So what about long-term systems as far as carrying product?
Yeah. The number one thing I'm going to say is look at your numbers. Look at your numbers when you're scared. Look at your numbers when you're excited. Look at your numbers when you're about to make a purchase. If you don't know your numbers, you don't know your business.
Right.
And I think that it's too often that people are like, gosh, I just haven't had the time to check this year versus last year or how well my commission stylist has done so far. If we're not tracking where we are, we can't get to where we want to be.
Exactly.
So the very first step is to know your business, and then just to set up a system that works. Goals, whether they're little or big, just growing yourself. Sometimes When I do systems in a salon to help move retail, I do one of three things. There's your very straightforward. I want you to sell the most. That person is likely going to be the person that sells the most every time. So it's not going to be very rewarding for the other team members.
Oh, I never thought about that. So, okay.
The other one is you versus you. I want you to beat you from last month. I want you to have 100% increase. Now, the girl who sold $50 and the girl who sold $500, beating the $500, if her percentage of increase is going to be so much harder to achieve. So you versus you gives that person who doesn't typically sell the most a chance.
Right.
And then the third one is I want to see us all grow together.
Yes.
And you do a team goal and incentivize them in some way and just say, hey, I want to see our salon improve by 10% in this category this month.
I think we're going to start that in January.
Let's do it.
Let's put something together for our team and see what we can do. Because, you know, I literally have a promotion going on right now. I have a really great Olivia Garden.
Oh, the set?
The set. And so I gave them a goal, a 3-month goal. But again, it was who sells the most. So I didn't even think about that. So I want to try something new next time. What about, here's an interesting one, because every salon owner I've ever worked for and myself runs their back bar differently.
Yes.
So how can you give us some ideas on how to audit it and improve the margins on your back bar? Because you know what usually happens, right, with back bar.
Oh, I just pump it all down the sink because you pay for it.
Right.
Yeah.
And then they don't talk about it while they're using it to even try to sell. So as an owner, well, give me some ideas as an artist and as an owner, what you would recommend.
Absolutely. A couple of things. As an artist, it's really important to envision that your hair is a sponge, and it can only take in so much product, and we already add the water to the hair, and now we're adding the product. So all that extra product that we're adding on there, the hair's not taking it in anyway. So it truly is wasteful. It'd be one thing if our hair could drink a gallon of conditioner,
right?
But it cannot. The other thing as an artist is if you're using too much product on the back bar and maybe they have a finer hair type and you're not rinsing it well enough, the client might not actually like the look or the feel or what their hair is like after the service simply because of overuse. So it's important to make sure that your products are used how they're supposed to be, which leads me back to, as a stylist, you need to make sure that you're taking education on the brands that you use.
Yes.
So that you can have appropriate conversations about it. As an owner, there's a handful of things that you can do about back bar. Obviously, I always call them the come to Jesus conversations, where you sit them down and you say, we're going through way too much back bar. We got to make a change. They don't typically work very well, but there's some programs that you can use for just kind of managing waste, Vish, Salon Scale, things like that, more related in the color realm. The other thing you can do is implement back bar fees. That's incredibly popular. It's just part of your booth rent. We have a standard back bar fee. It makes it so that your back bar is covered in our salon. And that's very, very popular in this industry. And then I have one salon that does something really unique, and she divvies out her rewards based off of the purchases. She's in this salon in particular is a Davaness salon, and they all use Davaness color, and she provides centralized retail for them all and cuts them commission checks. But what she does is she takes her huge rewards, since it's a perk of her carrying just Davaness and all of her booth runners using the color, and she divides it out by each person, and that's the amount of points that they get for back bar, and they decide as independents what they want to do with that.
Oh, that's interesting.
So there's no wrong way or right way, but I will say that as a salon owner, some of your biggest overhead is your back bar. If you're not partnered with brands that give you great perks to redeem back bar, you should be reconsidering.
I agree, which brings me into actually the next thing I wanted to talk about, because it's my favorite. It's the education connection.
Yes.
Right? So put those together for me, because basically I just realized that I have been using Redken shades forever, and I was not signed up for their whatever it is, their perks or whatever. So, I mean, I probably have thrown thousands of dollars of education away because I just wasn't signed up for it.
Yeah, absolutely. I will say that typically that comes down to your distributor, and hopefully you have representatives that are in a place that they want to empower your business. People don't know what they don't know. So most brands have some sort of program. So if you're not asking questions, start asking them now. Some programs are better than others, but when it comes to education, if that's one of your driving factors, you need to be asking that question when you're partnering that brand. Like, how often can I get education? Right. How feasible is it for me to have in person if that's what you're looking for?
That is one thing I love about Moroccan Oil is they're very good about education and well, as everybody knows, like I've said it a million times on here, we are very education driven here at Fabric. So that was hugely important for me.
Yes.
Like, how does Salon Services keep the rural women, the rural hairstylists or artists, like, well, I can't even think of a little tiny town. How about like Malta? You know what I mean? And how do you keep them inspired?
Yes. I always tell people that the internet is where all of your resources are. The Salon Services website is going to have classes on there from every single brand that we carry for free, in addition to some paid. So really during COVID, virtual was a shift that a lot of brands had to make. Mm-hmm. And some of those brands really struggled with that, and some of them really excelled because they already knew that that was the future, COVID or not. We always have those kind of resources if they're willing to travel, which 9 out of 10 people who live in a rural area love to get out of their little rural town for a moment, right? We have a lot of opportunities for you to be able to fly places. And with our airport kind of changing, most areas in Montana, since I cover the whole state, have direct flights to Seattle, which we have a hub out there, Utah, Kevin Murphy's in Utah, Denver. And so there's opportunities for you to go places like I have to send you to New York for the Moroccan Oil Academy.
Okay.
You'd love it.
I love New York. I'm going for Christmas this year, actually. I'm really excited about that.
Good.
I've never been before until I got invited to do hair at New York Fashion Week, and I got to spend the week there. It was literally like a bucket list thing for me. I've always wanted to do it, and I don't know if I was invited to do it again. I don't know if it's like my thing. Like, Lisa is really into editorial stuff and really likes, I love to do hair, and I've always wanted, I wanted to see what New York Fashion Week was like, but I don't know if it's like something I want to continue. It was just like something I wanted to do, but it made me fall in love with New York. So
it's beautiful.
If that's where Academy is, then we'll have to, I think I've been saving my points too to maybe take me and Jenny. So okay, that's exciting. Sorry, I got sidetracked.
That's okay.
New York. So, what are your favorite classes and brands right now that are doing education?
Yeah, so a lot of my brands are doing really cool things in education. Some of the stuff that I find most unique right now is going to be Millbond's really big in their head spa. The head spa space. Those classes are amazing. I recently went to a Kevin Murphy bridal styling class. Bridal is incredibly lucrative. People who have been naysayers for a long time should reconsider because we are number 4 for wedding destination. Mm-hmm. And then Moroccan Oil just does a really good job from I just started doing hair to I've been doing hair for 10 years of really making sure that every person in their audience understands it fully and gets something from it. And I think it's hard for an educator to speak to an audience of well-versed hairdressers in addition to baby stylists.
Yes, it is. And keep everybody mindful, I guess would be the right word, without losing somebody. So how do you build a relationship with your distributor?
Building a relationship with your distributor is easier than it sounds. Honestly, if you want time with your consultant, I would just shoot a text, or the next time you see him, be like, hey, I'd really love to schedule this time out. You know me. I like to put it on the books. I like to have a schedule.
Well, but that's what I do with our podcast. I'm like, okay, in 3 months, I'm going to put you on the books. So,
well, I book just like you guys. If you think about it, if all I do is service hairdressers and estheticians, is I'm going to book exactly like you guys do. And I'll always have time for someone, a phone call, virtual, in person. And I just have so many things that I can offer: rebuilding menus, price conversations, business building things. You and I, we're going to talk about how we can motivate your team after this.
Yes.
According to retail sales and how I can support. So honestly, all it takes is a conversation, setting up a time and deciding really what I can do to support your business. And the store is a great asset too.
Right. I was going to say a lot of people don't even really know. I mean, I know there's you and several other people that go around and talk to the salons, but a lot of hairstylists, especially if they're new, or in solo suites, they just go into beaches or salon services and
Yeah.
they just walk around and pick up their stuff, but they don't really know that there's those resources there. So it's hugely important. I really encourage that. I also encourage all the Montana artists to just stay connected to your education and the communities around it, because, well, I just think that we should be more well known for our hair artists out here. I think we have an incredible group of women and men that do hair, and education is just hugely important.
Can I mention something on that topic?
Yes.
If someone wants to become an educator, we are hiring for multiple brands right now, multiple different positions, cutting, coloring, styling, all sorts of different things. So if someone is like, education sounds like something that I might be interested in, please reach out to me. You can contact me at Myers, Myers, at salonservicespro.com, and we can chat about education opportunities, because I think that's a great way to get Montana to be seen, is to have our education team become stronger.
Absolutely. I'm working really hard on an apprenticeship program right now,
Yes.
because I know that's coming down the pipeline, and it's taking up a lot of my time and bandwidth.
That's how I know you'll be good at it.
Capacity, I guess, is what it is. But yeah, do you have any closing thoughts?
I think we covered everything today.
Yeah, like I said, we just want to encourage everybody to treat product education as part of the guest journey. It's super important. They are not going to be able to recreate at home what you do for them without product. Remember that you are the expert, and recommend or prescribe, or however you want to put it. If sales feels weird to you, then don't be salesy. Just recommend what you would recommend for them, and they'll probably buy it.
It's just a conversation.
Exactly. We've given where you can reach out to Anna. She's also at Salon Services. You can reach out there. I just wanted to thank you for your insight and for always coming in and having a good conversation with me. I really appreciate it. And to all our listeners, thank you for showing up. Thank you for being here, and keep making this world beautiful, one head of hair at a time. We'll see you next week. Pinkies up, bitches.